Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have right here in Upton, our Upton Town Recreation Director, Maria Tonry. Hi, Maria. We finally got her on. We are going to talk about besides the beach. Let's cover this first. What's coming up here in Upton?
Yeah, so we're really trying to figure out exactly what else besides the beach that we can do. We have hired a yoga teacher. We're currently on pause in terms of starting it. We're actually hopeful to start it outdoors.
Okay,
yeah, if we can make it work. I mean, there's just so many amazing places around. We were thinking of maybe by where the community gardens are, or maybe trying a couple different spots. But we just want to use what Upton has.
Yeah.
We have pickleball. We have adult drop-in
pickleball.
Pickleball. Yeah, that's the big one. We have adult drop-in volleyball every Wednesday night. That's been going on well before me. And we're looking to add things. Really, I've been trying to reach out to anyone that has reached out to me looking for things and saying, do you know instructors? Do you know people who'd love to run a basketball league, run a soccer league? You know, we are primed and wanting to do all those things, and we really just need the point people who can kind of take it on.
When did you come to us, Maria?
Just over a year ago, so 1 year in December.
1 year in December. Where did you come from?
Yeah, so I was working at University of New Haven most recently.
Yeah.
I've been in kind of the college rec world for 8 years, and
That's
then
really
switched
cool.
to town rec.
Oh, I just found out you're a millennial.
I
A
am.
young one.
Yep.
You're really good. When I was your age, boy, I hadn't even gotten as far as you have. Now, we have the beach. To me, that's like our spa here in town.
Right.
I know they have camp for kids. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Kids at Play and the Leader in Training program are our two big ticket items that we do. Kids at Play is through K through 6th, and 7th and 8th graders can join us for our Leader in Training program. And it's really a catch-all. It has sports, it has water things, we try to do crafts, we did a karaoke day, we try to do theater things. So we're really trying to make sure we are for everyone. It's not a sports camp, it's not a outdoors camp, it's really an everything. And for everyone. So the kids who join are able to pick their activity. They always have some options, so they can really do what works for them. Yeah. So we really love it, and we're bringing back field trips this year.
Where
finally.
are you going to go?
Yep. So we have 4 planned. We're going to do the Breezy Water Park.
That's where's that?
In Grafton, I
Douglas?
believe. Or Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ecotarium, Worcester Bravehearts game, and Southwick Zoo.
Where the Ecotarium, that is an amazing thing. Have you been there?
I haven't.
There's this, some kids might think it's spooky. Yeah, I went in there with my kid and a friend of his, and it's like, it's all black, naturally. And you look up, and it's like everything is around you, the planets and all this thing. It's pretty fascinating.
I'm excited to go, yeah.
Yeah, and of course they've got the little critters, that you can look in and everything. And I think they have is the train there anymore? I'm not sure.
I think maybe, yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it this time, but I think they said they offer it.
I think they had a polar bear, and the polar bear, did he pass away?
I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited.
We'll see him.
Yeah.
What is the age range of these children?
Yeah, so K through 6th grade for Kids at Play, and then 7th and 8th graders for we call it our LIT, our Leaders in Training program.
And I know when I go to the beach, it's just the weekdays, right? Not the weekends.
Yeah.
What are the hours for camp?
So you can do some earlier drop-off, but really it's a 9 to 4. And we do, to accommodate work schedules, we do have a little bit of a earlier and later.
And then there's a big building. What do we call that over there? Do the kids use that?
The Ramsey building, that's more for our staff and storage and equipment, bathrooms, DPW, store some stuff in there, but it's not for the children right now.
Yeah. I've seen the kids out there on, I think they go out in those, path boats? Yeah, it's kind of cool. I call them duck boats, but they get in and then they keep them all stacked there on the beach, on the side.
Yep.
They're so cute, the kids. Yep. I've got a question for you. They're always thinking of something new to do over there. I know Paul's going to laugh at me, but What about camp for seniors? Camp for adults?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So you're right on track with where we're looking to go.
Oh, really?
We
Okay.
don't want to be just kids, just sports. We obviously want to keep those things. They're wonderful, they're huge, they're important for us.
Yeah.
And one of the things we just added was a theater program. We had it years ago, and so we're bringing that back, and that'll be at Nipmuc. But again, what can we do for people other than kids?
Yeah.
We're really hoping to work with Maggie and Matthew in the Senior Center and seeing if maybe we can add some programming for people of different ages, all ages, over there. I know they're interested in sort of similar programming, so maybe we can work together. But I've been really talking with Maggie and saying, where are the holes in what you're able to do that we can supply? Because when you think of the Senior Center, I think most people have an idea of people who are no longer able to do a lot of activities, but that's absolutely not the case. So we have such amazing things around town.
Yeah.
Let's use them. Let's use the kayaks. Let's use the paddle boards.
Oh, yeah.
So again, our biggest roadblock on all of these things is help, is staff, is people.
The staff,
Because,
yeah.
If I'm not able to specifically be on site, I need a point person who will help us lead it. And so if there's anyone who's interested in doing anything, we'll give you the support, we'll give you the equipment, we'll pay you, we'll do all the things. We really just need a couple of passionate people. Bill Taylor has done our guided hikes, and he volunteers and does them. And that's not even our expectation, but it's been able to allow us to offer something that we just can't do if it's only me, unfortunately. And so we're really excited to offer things that can be more for everyone. And like I said, we just really need that person in each category to say, do you want to run with this? We will back you till the end.
Yeah, I can see almost like a movie in my head. Of course, I couldn't interfere with the kids' day camp. I know that.
Right. But like you said, weekends, evenings,
Yeah, what about it's
even
crowded in the weekends? How would we have camp?
What I really would love to do too is make it more of a year-round program, and I've Rec Commission has said that from day one. Is summer is our bread and butter. We have the concert series on Wednesday nights, and we're really just doing so much in those warm seasons because again, like you said, Kiwanis is gorgeous, and we want to use it to its fullest.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous in the fall and spring too,
and
in winter. But we could absolutely do stuff that's not around the school schedule,
right,
for people who are not school-age children.
Well, like our new building over here, they're going to have a large procedure type room. That would be like a good for arts and crafts, things like that.
Yeah. Well, and if they're able to make it work, we'd love to be able to have indoor yoga, in that location. I've reached out to a few people to see. Are people still interested in Zumba, in various dance classes, in boot camp type classes? Really anything. And again, it doesn't have to be sports or fitness oriented, but that is kind of where we tend to go. But things like that are good for 5-year-olds to 85-year-olds.
Oh yeah, I mean those. I would think on those like paddle boats, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There are probably quite a few people over 80 could handle that very well.
Absolutely. And kayaks.
Yeah, not the stand-up. I don't think...
Yeah, stand-up paddle boards are...
Yeah.
Although I know plenty of people who can, but like you said, not everyone. But kayaks...
A big tube?
Yep.
The big tube.
More floaty.
Now, what I want to say... Here we go with people who are in town want to know, the ones who are not seniors, what is the seasonal fee for the summer, for the beach?
Yeah, you are actually catching me with a blank. I knew you were going to ask that, and I looked it up an hour ago, and now I'm blanking. But you can check out our website for all of this information. Okay. And we actually just today solidified with DPW for the actual open and close. Mm-hmm. So we'll be opening the second weekend in June and closing right after Labor Day. And then all of the prices and breakdowns and everything will be posted on our website. Right. So I don't want to misquote myself.
So what's the site that people can reach you about these things?
Yeah, so uptonrec.com. Keep it simple.
Uptonrec.com.
Yep, and you can get there through the town website or by just Googling uptonrec.com.
Okay, so, all right, so the daily fee, do you know what that is?
Again, I looked it up in preparation, and now I'm saying I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Okay, so just go to uptonrec.com. Yeah. Also, they can call you over there. What's your phone number?
Yeah, so again, everything's listed online. The cell phone is 774-450-5555. 5182, and the best email address is recreation@uptonma.gov.
So we're talking with Maria Tonry, and she is our Upton Recreation Director right here in Upton, Massachusetts, Little Upton. I love that beach. And we have cracked down on a few things, right?
Yep.
My husband and I would go there a year or two ago, and there would be things that I would never think I would see. I saw I would assume she was an out-of-towner, actually taking her hibachi stuff and dumping it into our I call it a lake, into...
Prep
I'm
pond,
thinking,
yeah.
that can't happen.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And here's the kids swimming around.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to be a lifeguard, what do they do?
Yeah, so we actually just finished the application process for all of our positions, except for lifeguards. Lifeguards are going to stay open because they do trickle in as it gets closer. So lifeguards do need to be certified. There's usually a local YMCA and a couple other places that'll hold lifeguard certification courses, so people can go get their certifications and then apply through us. All the applications are through the Human Resources Department on the town website. And then otherwise it's really the same process as all of our other summer staff. They'll meet with us, go through an interview. We usually just ask them about past experience, or if they are newly certified, we just really try to get a sense of their maturity level, their competence, kind of how they would handle themselves in stressful or challenging situations. But, all of that is to really make sure we have properly the right mentality of person going in, because then we can train from there. They have completed the lifeguard certification, but there's Upton specific policies for the beach. Like you said, what are you allowed to do and not do? Our dogs are allowed. Is alcohol allowed? All of these things our lifeguards are trained on so that they can help. The other thing is we're really supported by the police department. So they come and do a loop. And so that's been really great, because any of the times that, our lifeguards are mostly teenagers and they're high school children. They're wonderful, but it is hard sometimes. So being able to have that support and other people right there, and really our team works together. Even the kids at play staff will come help out. So it's really a team effort, but the lifeguards get lifeguard certification and then training through us at the beach specifically.
Yeah, a couple of years ago we noticed, one they're all young, lifeguard. Here was this couple from out of town, and they had their stove or whatever it was up on a picnic table, and the smoke was just billowing out. I said, that can't happen. And I think it's a hard position for the young ones, because they're not quite sure. That's when the police came in and told this guy, look, come on, you can't do this. But you wouldn't have been billowing.
Yeah, and those opportunities I see, so in my previous positions in the college rec world, one of my main responsibilities was actually staff training, staff development. And so for me, these are the moments that I actually see as really wonderful for any of the lifeguards, the counselors, anyone, because these are the skills they're going to need to know later. Probably not too many of them are going to be doing lifeguard-related skills in future careers, but those are the human interaction and problem solving, and when to know when to reach out for help versus handling things themselves. All that kind of stuff is just really good for them.
Yeah, when you watch the lifeguards, I had, how old was my best friend had a pool, and their parents got a teacher or a lifeguard specialist to come, and that's how we got our lifeguard degrees. We did it right in the pool. I'm wondering, do the kids, the young people that you hire to be our lifeguards, do they have to present you with, I have a lifeguard certificate? How did they get it,
Yeah, so like I said, most of them go to one of the local YMCAs. I do know a couple other places will support it, but I would say YMCA is definitely the go-to place. But absolutely, we double-check that they have their certification. If they were previously certified, we make sure it hasn't expired and that they're up to date on all of their things, because it's about safety. We have to make sure that everyone's properly trained.
I remember learning. We learned how to, we had to have someone go out and look like they're drowning.
Right.
So we learned how to turn them around, get them under here, because if they come at you and pull you down, you could be out of it too.
Right.
So you switch them around, and we had to pass that and be able to no matter how big or heavy or whatever that person was.
Right.
It was a great way for us to get our life-saving certificate.
Yeah, and
But-
we run those drills too, because again, you know, they take the course, but did they take the course on a pond? Probably not. Did they take a course where they had the same resources or equipment stored in the same way? So we run those drills with them to really make sure that they feel comfortable at our location.
That's a long time to sit. Do they work 8 hours?
Not necessarily, no. So we're actually really happy. We got, so far, a good number of applications,
Yeah.
which I know all of the towns will tell you lifeguard shortages has been an issue lately. So we're actually really lucky. We got a decent number of applications this year, and so we think we're going to be able to have enough rotation to keep them fresh.
Yeah.
But usually our rotation is that we'll have 2 on and 1 off. And so that off is really able to take a breather, get some food, sit in our staff
Go to the
area.
bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
I don't know how
absolutely.
they sit there that long.
Yeah, and you know, really just make sure that they're not getting burnt out, because
Yeah.
it is hard. And so even the times that maybe we'll add a third, or you know, we'll change that rotation, 2 on and 1 off is our typical, but sometimes it's other than that. But if we change our rotation, it is absolutely to make sure that we have the proper rotation so that they're able to stay focused and present.
We're talking with Maria Tonry, and she is our Upton Recreation Director right here in Upton. Maria, is there a special way they can get a hold of you besides the uptonrec.com? Could they call you?
Yeah, so uptonrec.com is the email, or is the website, and our email is recreation@uptonma.gov, and the best phone number is 774-450-5182.
People wonder when they're sitting on the beach. It's a beautiful beach. Sometimes I call it the best kept secret in New England, but they're wondering, what are the, you have the things that show the boundaries, okay, and then you have a couple of things the kids jump off of.
Yeah.
What are some of the boundaries, like what you, I know one time, a couple of years ago, I got yelled at for trying to take a noodle in. You know the noodles?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
What can't you take in?
Yeah, so the official rules are in the buoyed off swim area. We try to keep it just swimming, and part of that is, again, for the lifeguards to be able to ensure safety. You know, it is wonderful to sit on the big blow up donut type things,
I know.
but what's really hard is you can't see behind it. So if there was someone struggling or having a hard time directly behind one of those big blow up things, the sight lines just aren't there for the lifeguards to make sure everyone's safe.
Sure.
So that's one of the reasons we do have that policy. We have started allowing that outside of the swim area. And sometimes we do also, unfortunately, have to change and alter policies on the fly. For instance, if we have a day where the beach is just absolutely packed and, you know, our staff is just looking at too many things, they may even have to ask people, hey, I know typically this is allowed, but because of safety, I don't feel comfortable allowing it. So today we're going to have to pull this back. And so again, that's part of training, is making sure they can clearly explain why. Saying you can or can't do something is one thing. Understanding the reasons for the policy, I think, really helps people say, well, yeah, of course, I don't want someone drowning behind me and I didn't know. But if it's not explained, it can be frustrating when you say, well, I just want to float out here. So that's kind of one of our big policies there. The other thing is, horsing around and you know, jumping off the docks. Again, it's all about safety. People will try to do flips. We don't allow
I know,
that.
I've seen them.
Yeah, and again, it's fun. I get it, but we do have to make sure that everyone's safe, and those are just unsafe activities.
It's beautiful when you start walking in, and it's like nice and level, but then look out.
Yeah.
I could feel that, because I can't touch. When I can't touch, that's when I know I got to use my real swimming hands, you know?
Yeah. So again, you know, we have wonderful lifeguards, but it's a beautiful location, and it gets used. It gets busy, it gets crowded, there's kids running around everywhere, teenagers, adults, everyone. People will take their kayaks out and go out, and so there's just a lot going on. So again, all of our policies are for the goal of safety. None of it is just because we want to be downers.
I know they raised the price for out-of-towners, I think. Is it, again, we'll go to uptonrec.com. Is it on there already?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have someone from Milford who wants to know, how much do I have to pay to come in if it's a daily fee, coming to the gatehouse, or if I want a seasonal one?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many senior citizens know in our town, but what's the age where you get the free sticker?
I'm going to be misquoted. I will guess on this. I believe it's 65 and over, but I may be misquoting.
Okay.
So, again, policies on our website. I always try to funnel people there because I look at so many different things.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I believe it's 65 and over, and it's a lifetime pass. So you pay once.
Okay, so the little sticker on your car,
Yeah.
don't worry, you don't have to go back and get another one.
Yep. And that's seniors only. So the annual typical beach passes, the daily or the seasonal, are different each year, and we get new passes, so they look different and all of that. But for our senior passes, it's a once
Resident
and
seniors,
lifetime.
right?
Yes.
Resident seniors.
Yes.
What about the what do you call them? On Wednesday nights, the
Concert series.
how do you get those lined up just like that?
Yeah, so last year I went with a lot of the bands we had used before. I had a running list of bands that had either reached out to us or we had reached out to in the past, and so I really just say who's interested, and then I try to keep it a little different, so I don't want every week to sound the same. So I listen to what type of music that are they offering, how much do they cost to make sure we can fit it in the budget, what's their availability and our availability to line them up. And I really build the schedule. This year, I actually asked, so I put it out on social media. I said bands wanted, and we got some people that weren't ever on our list. I don't know if we ever would have heard of otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. We do have a couple new bands this year. We have some of the favorites coming back, and so the schedule is all up and posted, and it's going to be Wednesday nights starting the last Wednesday in June. 7 weeks.
6 or 7?
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yep.
I got my throat. Is there any way, and this may sound really goofy, we couldn't stay because it was too much in the ears.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we weren't alone. It's a good band, but what makes it so like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard from a few people that they think it may be just the water and the bouncing off and that we're on a hill, but I'm not a sound person. I don't know if that, is true. But I do know some people will park different. One couple that I know, they would actually park in the parking lot above the soccer field, which is way up there.
And listen up there?
And they could listen up there. I also knew of another group that said that they wanted to take their kayaks out this year. They hadn't thought of it last year, but they said, we want to take our kayaks out and be out on the water.
While the music's going on.
So
That's
it's
okay to do then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, now, do you know some of the critters that live in our water? Because some lady we met, I'll talk to anybody, and some lady, we were swimming around, and she said, she ended up at the Milford ER, she said, a snapping turtle got her one time on the toe. Is that really could be?
It could be. It could be, yeah.
Oh.
We have a lot of wonderful, but probably, dangerous
Don't say
animals.
snakes, please.
I have, I've heard rumors, but...
probably my God. Now...
But I will say with our concerts, so we want to encourage people to listen however's comfortable with them. Some people like being up front and center. We do have a beer garden every concert, so Rushford and Sons is our beer garden provider, and we do have grilled food, and it's a cash grill, so people can come get a burger or a veggie burger or a hot dog. And chips and drinks and all of that. Or honestly, people are welcome to bring their own. I know people who bring Tupperware of a full 4-course meal, and it's great. We provide lifeguards. People can go swimming. Kids are running around, and yes, absolutely, people can take their kayaks out.
Wednesday night during the
because so many people are in the water, and we want them to feel. I mean, especially those beautiful warm nights. And the water is usually packed, and so we definitely have lifeguards on.
I thought you weren't allowed.
Oh no,
What about now the pickleball court? That's up. Isn't that just like a tennis court too?
Yes.
You could play pickleball at a tennis court.
So we have it lined for pickleball.
Where is it?
On the tennis courts, but we have pickleball lines set up on there. Yeah. Yep. So when you set up the pickleball nets can be broken down, and so they get stored away, and then they get taken out, and then they play pickleball and they store them away so that we have our tennis courts back. They can also do that on the basketball court.
But how would we know? Do we have to get permission to go in and change up the net?
So the pickleball club is who has access to the net, the balls, the paddles, all of that. So it's a annual fee, $25, and then you're part of the pickleball club. Every day, 9 to 11.
In the morning?
I hope
What the hell is people?
Or Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 7.
Okay, Tuesday and Thursday, 5 to 7.
Yep.
Okay, the rest of us get a reprieve because not everybody is awake at that hour.
I know, but our pickleball club, they really want those morning slots, so we do it every morning.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. They have so much attendance. We were trying to do some indoor pickleball, so we're
Yeah.
hoping to keep expanding on that.
Yeah.
And it's great. And so that time is set aside for pickleball clubs specifically. You have to be part of it.
Yeah.
And then because of that, they have nets and balls and paddles that we
Right
provide.
up there past the beach.
Yep, that they can take out, set up,
Okay.
play, and then they put them away at the end. You are welcome to bring your own things. You just can't, if you're not part of the pickleball club, you wouldn't be using the tennis courts or basketball court during those specific times.
Okay, so you can't use, well, let's just say you want to go up there some evening and nobody was using the tennis court.
Yep.
You could use it to racket back and forth if you're not a pro or anything.
Absolutely, as long as it's not during our pickleball
Right.
member times, then absolutely. We are potentially going to open some drop-in just for people who want to try it out for maybe a
That
day.
would be me.
Yeah.
I don't know anything except, I know tennis, but ping pong, I had that growing up.
Yep, yeah, so if you know pickleball, it's sort of a mix of,
Like, yeah.
of tennis and ping pong, yeah.
What about
and
your own racket, though? Do you have,
Right, so if you're not part of the pickleball club, you would need to bring your own equipment.
is it sort of like a paddleball thing?
Yeah, so I say it's a mix between tennis, and then you're using a wiffle ball, and then you're using like a big ping pong paddle. So you kind of put all those things together,
Yeah.
and you have pickleball.
And it's basically the same as tennis. You try to get the other person not to be able to hit it back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. You've played it.
I've played it a few times,
You
yes.
like it?
I do. I have 2 bum knees, so it is great for me. Because that's what it's meant for, you know.
Yeah.
I can still do other things,
Yeah.
but to be able to have a little bit of a smaller space is really nice. And so I think it's for everyone, every age.
Is it just for our residents here in town? No, people
Nope.
could come from.
People can join from others, yep.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That really is. Okay,
Yeah.
Maria, one more time.
Yes.
We've got to have to close. How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so uptonrec.com is the email, or the website, and the email is recreation@uptonma.gov.
And the second weekend in June, is that when we officially open it, or it's open?
The second weekend in June is when we'll officially open.
That's when the lifeguards will be there.
Yep.
But I know I've been there at Memorial Day and before sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lifeguards won't be on, the equipment won't be out, all of that, but at any point, residents are allowed to go and use the area. It's
Yeah.
part of the town, so even days like today where it's beautiful out, people can walk around and
Oh,
hang
yeah.
out, so it's absolutely open for those usages.
I noticed, before we close, that the little goosey poop situation has gotten a little bit better.
Yes. Yep. We're working on it. Goose poop pickup is one of our lifeguards' least favorite job responsibilities. But we try to do a large amount before opening day to really, and then each morning we keep
Well,
up
I
with
tell
it.
you, I would pay somebody, the big bucks to go get that goosey poop, because
Yeah.
if you're going down to the water and you squish into it,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
It's not fun. DPW also does a great job when we're really in peak season. They rake
Get
the
it.
beach, and they're amazing.
We had 2 swans a year or 2 ago, and then they left.
Yeah.
What's with us? If you go over to Whitensville, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, Westboro too, yeah.
We don't rate. Don't know. They say swans mate for life.
Okay.
So maybe
Maybe
we get
they
a
weren't
couple-
each other's match.
We could get a couple married couple swans. Maybe we could put them in a bag in Whitensville and say, come with us.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for being with us, Maria.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time and be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.